Alright, in this lecture, we're going to go ahead and create a landscape image using the knowledge we learned about shapes and how to put them together. So first off, I'm going to be using a blue pencil to create this underdrawing, and then I'm going to switch over to a darker pencil to do more of my detail work and to solidify the image. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a horizontal line across my page. Now this line is going to be my horizon line, and it's okay if you don't know what a horizon line is. We'll learn more about that later. But for now, we're just going to put that horizon line in there. Next, I'm going to start adding in my mountains. So my mountains are just going to be simple triangles like we saw in our breakdown of that one image. And so I'll add one right there, and then I'll add a smaller one over here. And you can really add in the mountains wherever you like. Next, I'm going to add in a rectangle here. And this rectangle is going to represent a tower that's going to be in my landscape. But for now, the basic shape for that tower is just a rectangle. We're just trying to get the composition laid out and all those basic shapes. Next, I'm going to add in an oval, and then I'll add in a second oval, or they can be called ellipses. And these are going to be a lake. So for now, the simple shape for them is just going to be a circle in perspective. Next, I'm going to start adding detail to this and turning these shapes into more organic shapes. So I'll start by first adding a little bit more of movement to the edges of these lines, and I'm going to add an edge to this mountain also. Then I'll add a little bit more detail to that edge. So we just want to start making these look a lot more organic and less like geometrical shapes. Then I'm going to add an edge to this mountain as well. Then we'll add some more organic shapes to that. Now we can move on to our tower. So the tower is just going to taper off towards the top. And then I'm going to add a nice rounded edge here at the top. And it'll be sort of a platform. And then on top of that platform, I want to add in a sphere. So I'm going to draw a circle up there. Next, let's move on to the lake. So now I want to connect these two ovals together to make the shape of my lake. Now we want to add in the reflections into the lake. So what I'm doing is I'm copying the image of my tower and my mountains so that they're mirrored underneath my horizon line. And then whatever appears inside of my lake, that's what I'm going to go in and darken. So everything else is going to stay really light. We don't really want to see that, but anything that's inside of the lake, we can go ahead and darken that. So then I'm going to add in that edge on the mountain, and then I'll add in the darkened edges of my tower. Perfect. Now I'm going to start using my darker pencil, and I'll go in there and start adding in a lot more detail. So I'm just going to darken in a lot of these edges. I can darken in this edge of my mountain, so it's going to have two different planes, and when we go in there and add some shadows to it, it's going to make it look a lot more realistic. I'll add in this edge right here,